Most times you have problems in your relationship because you think you need to have all the answers. Hi, my name is Linda Onemefro, and I welcome you to another episode of this networking series. In this series, I'm going to share, we normally do this every single day, on how you can be able to relate with people the right way and how you can be able to build a system around these people for credible relationships and in order to accomplish more in less time. If it is your first time on my channel, go ahead and click on that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you get a notification when the next content drops. And if it's your first time on Facebook, go ahead and click on that follow button, because that is one of the best decisions you're going to make in your life this year and beyond. And I'm going to share with you why in this series. Now, a lot of people have been able to think that they have all the answers, and every average Nigerian, right, always appreciate the fact that whenever something happens, they always true it to the answer without having to engage the power of their minds. And that is why a lot of people make statements but few ask questions, and people who make statements are easy to judge. And when you build the attribute of always giving answers, you are likely going to build the character of judgment. And that's why a lot of people will run away from you over a period of time when they see that you are always judging them, because you always have the answers. And this is how you can be able to bridge that gaps, it, to bridge that gap right there. And if you know someone who needs to be here, gather them around there, because their life is about to change. Copy the link and share, because the envy is less when everyone is succeeding. Now, how can you be able to bridge this gap? First, you need to understand the power of questions, because questions open the mind, a statement closes it. There is little of how much you can get in your relationship if you keep making a lot of statements or giving a lot of answers without asking the right question. So always, what makes the question right is because it is on the right sequence. Now, what are the kind of question you that is starting, you want to start selling? What are the kind of questions you need to ask your client, right? What are the things? Because in the school system, right, we always appreciate, most of our teachers appreciate students who answer questions, but they hardly appreciate or recognize people who ask the right questions, right? And that is why over time we now build the attribute of the persons who give the answers is the let's say is the fantastic person, or is the one that wins, or is the one that is the champion. Not really. In the world of entrepreneurship, in the world of creatives, in the world of innovation, asking questions helps you to be able to explore all that you can explore in human beings and in whatever you do in life. So now, coming into the dimension of your relationship, understanding the power of this question is that it's going to help you get to know who you are dealing with and how best you can be able to work with them to be able to maximize that relationship and get your premium result. If not, you will be judgmental and you will keep arguing and prioritize justice over peace. And over the time, what is going to happen is that you can actually drift out of the major goal without your consent. And that is why you need to be able to understand the power of question. So if you have not been asking questions in your relationship, you are going to deal with people who are going to shock you in the next period of time, right? You will be in a dilemma of, I thought I can trust her, I thought I can do this, I thought I can do that. So instead of that assumption, because assumption is the lowest form of knowledge, you need to ask question. People change, things change, you too change. And that is why always asking question helps you to unravel the level of growth and how to operate in that particular level. And so, what are the kind of questions? One thing you need to ask here today is that, what are the questions when you want to embark on businesses? You don't just need to uh, you don't just need to say, I really want to have this business. And no, you don't go with all excitement and passion, because that could happen. You got, I want to get into the school. What do you want to go and do there? You don't know. You have no idea. Why? You're not asking the right questions. Why people will even help you to drift out of your vision is because you are not asking the right question that will explore you into a new world of possibility to help you trust that you are going to succeed in that vision that you have seen. So because you don't have that vision, right? And not because you don't have the vision per se, because you have the vision, but you're not asking the right question of who have been able to do something that you yourself can see. You will see that a lot of people will advise you and you take them. Tomorrow you're going to blame them for the decision that you took. Why? Because you are not asking the right question. There are a lot of dangers in you not asking the questions in that your relationship. So your relationship with God, why you are asking question is why you are seeking the word of God to find answers. You want to get to know him. That's why you should ask him question. God, why? God, when? Right? These are the things that you need to be able to understand, because the moment you say God, when, you begin to hear voices, you begin to search the word of God, you begin to hear instruction, you begin to see strategy that you can actually employ to get to the next level of that thing. Now, coming into your relationship, maybe you want a business collaboration, as the case may be, or you want to even get into the love relationship. Let's talk about a love relationship, right? What are the questions that you are meant to ask in the right sequence? You don't meet a woman and ask her how many children do you want to have. I mean, it's so awkward. Is a good question, but it's not in the right sequence, and that is what makes the question wrong. So you really need to be able to learn how you can be able to drive the sequence of this question, because a relationship is all about you getting to know and be known, and there is no way you can know if you're not asking the right question. That is why even when you are given a project, you go on a research, because there is a question you are asking Google, there is a question you are asking YouTube channel, there is a question you are asking AI, so that you can be able to prefer solutions, so you can be able to prefer answers. Same thing goes on with your fellow human being, whoever that you're going to work with. You need to keep asking, and this question has to be progressive till you get the core answers. That's why in mentorship, a lot of people who don't maximize their mentorship is because they don't keep asking the right questions. They don't even implement to keep asking, because when you are stuck is an opportunity for you to ask the next level of question. That's why a problem is an invitation for a relationship, because it is in that season of your problem that you begin to ask questions on how you can be able to solve it. You can never get how until you get who, and then what you do with the who when you get them, that is the relationship, is by asking the questions of how. So you need to be able to understand the power of questions. You definitely going to marry a stranger if you're not asking the right questions. So when you go out with a lady, what is the first thing? You want to find out their vision, you want to find out their purpose, you want to find out their level of certainty in what they are doing. You want to be able to know, because in that question will you now be able to know the alignment beyond the physical features that you have seen. So you want to find out the intrinsic values of that particular person, because that is what is going to sustain you more than the physical aspect. So these are the questions that you need to be able to pay attention to in any relationship you want to deal with someone. That is why even when you submit your curriculum vitae or CV, as the case may be, they will call you for an interview. Why? Because there are questions they need to ask you personally to identify and align with what the company has to bring to the table and what you are bringing to the table. If not, they can't just give you that job, right? So that is why you need to understand the power of question. That's why if you want to be the greatest salesman, you need to understand the power of keep asking questions. Don't always give answers. Keep asking questions. Sometimes people find their answers in the question you are asking them. Sometimes you help them to be able to think for themselves, because you are enabling them and encouraging them to ask questions. That's why in the school system, you begin to see that a lot of young people are not engaging the power of their creative mind. Why? Because asking the right question is not appreciated. It's only answers that is more recognized and appreciated. So you need to be able to understand the power of asking questions. That your child, enable them, allow them to ask you questions. Then even when they ask you questions, don't give them direct answers. You want to engage their creative mind. There is a question you need to ask back to be able to tell them. So when a child asks you, mommy, should I pick this phone? Ask the person, who is the person? Who is the person calling? Is the person related to our family? Because why you are using those things is not because you cannot directly answer it, but because you want to make sure and direct them, open their world of creativity and insight to know that next time you don't have to kill yourself saying the same thing, but they can be able to engage their mind to navigate complexities when things happen, right? It is the power It is the power of questions that enables you to get to know people. So when you meet people, it's not all about you. That's why when you reach out, you begin to ask questions. Hi, how are you doing? How is everything? What are you working on? What are all those things? What are you trying to do? You are trying to find answers. You are trying to identify common interests. You are trying to align things if this thing is going to work or not. You are trying to be able to gain clarity of one or two things that is luring you into reaching out to the person. And so that is the power of asking questions. One of the things you need to learn in October 2024 beyond is for you to engage the power of writing questions. There is a science of asking questions. You can go and browse about it. You can ask your mentor, and you will see that people will actually come in. If you want to carry people along, people will actually come in when you are actually asking them questions more than just delivering answers to them, right? It helps them to be able to grow their independent thought, because you are a great mentor at the degree that your mentor doesn't need you progressively, right? So all the time, if your mentee is always coming, no, there is something you are getting wrong. You are not asking the person the right question, because until you help them to engage the power of their creative mind, they can work even when you are not there. And you can trust them to actually deliver. And when your mentee knows that you trust them, it boosts their confidence and helps them to lead. So there is power in asking questions than just giving answers. Yes, answers are good, but you want to be able to teach them to engage the power of their creative mind. So you need to understand your traditional school will encourage you to keep the answers going. But in the world of entrepreneurs, in the world of creatives, and in the world of innovation, you need to understand the power of asking questions to be able to build up your relationship. You don't ask a question because change is constant and people will continue to grow. You need to keep asking. And you know that every right question is the one that comes in the right sequence. If it is not coming in the right sequence, you can even annoy the person in the process and begin to create unnecessary conflict. So it is time for you to be able to learn how these things work. And while we are teaching people how to build their networking skill, the power of questions is also one of the things that we help them to establish. And that is why we are building confident global champions. While we help them to be able to build strong self-esteem, we also help them to be able to build strategic networks in whatever they do. And building that strategic networks is where we engage them in not just the way they ask questions and how to approach their question, because there is a how, there is a what, and there is a when in whatever thing you want to say, because everything has to do with the right sequence. And so you need to be able to type CGC in the comment section if that is you want to learn more and you want to be more confident and you want a space that you have been created, a home where you can grow, learn the science of asking questions, build quality relationship, and of course see the people who believe in you more than you even believe yourself, so that till you believe in yourself to that dream that you aspire for. This is the community that you should be part of. This is CGC 2025. We are already working on. A lot of people are in the onboarding process, and we are taking it on a whole new level. After this October, the discount is not going to be available for you. So the time is now, so that you go through the onboarding process. We are going to use a specialized approach for you to be able to help you demystify and structure a personalized goal that you are going to help, that is going to help you in the premium result that you seek in whatever thing you do. It is time to think and believe, and it is time to become a confident global champion. I hope this particular series makes a lot of sense. And if you know someone who needs to be here, copy the link and share to them, because the envy is less when everyone is succeeding. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, of course there is more. There is value overdose for you, right? Subscribe to this channel and let that person also subscribe, so that you get a notification when the next content drops. I still remain your friend and your go-to-get networking strategist, Linda on Everything. Until I come your way again